What is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself. If you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, you will probably be unhappy all the days of your life. What a man can be, he must be. This need we call self-actualization. If you only have a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. A musician must make music, an artist must paint, a poet must write, if he is to be ultimately at peace with himself. The fact is that people are good. Give people affection and security, and they will give affection and be secure in their feelings and their behavior. The story of the human race is the story of men and women selling themselves short. Work is that which you dislike doing but perform for the sake of external rewards. At school, this takes the form of grades. In society, it means money, status, privilege. One's only rival is one's own potentialities. One's only failure is failing to live up to one's own possibilities. In this sense, every man can be a king, and must therefore be treated like a king. With a tree, all the growth takes place at the growing tips. Humanity is exactly the same. All the growth takes place in the growing tip, among that 1% of the population. It's made up of pioneers, the beginners. That's where the action is. Education can become a self-fulfilling activity, liberating in and of itself. The science of psychology has been far more successful on the negative than on the positive side. It has revealed to us much about man's shortcomings, his illnesses, his sins, but little about his potentialities, his virtues, his achievable aspirations, or his psychological health. A first-rate soup is more creative than a second-rate painting. With a tree, all the growth takes place at the growing tips. Humanity is exactly the same. All the growth takes place in the growing tip, among that 1% of the population. It's made up of pioneers, the beginners. That's where the action is. Classic economic theory, based as it is on an inadequate theory of human motivation, could be revolutionized by accepting the reality of higher human needs, including the impulse to self-actualization and the love for the highest values. But behavior in the human being is sometimes a defense, a way of concealing motives and thoughts, as language can be a way of hiding your thoughts and preventing communication. If I were a Negro, I'd be fighting, as Martin Luther King fought, for human recognition and justice. I'd rather go down with my flag flying. If you're weak or crippled, or you can't speak out or fight back in some way, then people don't hesitate to treat you badly.